Hey guys, giving you guys a video that a lot of you have been asking, and I finally got a camera that I can capture HD, so you guys can see my gun in HD, see what I've been doing, see what my gun looks currently. Some of you guys have seen me at Red Dawn, but like some people, I believe I have viewers that are not in Illinois, so I'm gonna go over what I have and what I've done and what's going to be replaced internally and externally. But externally, this is what my block 2 will be looking in the other videos. So just to start off with, I have a Element, I believe. I bought it used. I have no idea if it's truly Element, but I have a friend that's telling me that it is an Element. It's a copy of the VFC styles, because what's different is the VFC is actually true to how Knight's Armament does their suppressors. The GMP one, I believe I've seen where they'll just slap this on and then pull this down and slap it on and then lock it. So, but this one is, it actually opens up, locks into the flash hider itself, and then closes and then locks into place. So that's a bonus. My gun is a GMP V5. The Element was designed for a 14 millimeter positive, so I had to get it clockwise. So luckily, a GMP NT4, I believe, flash hider actually works with the Element, so I was happy about that. So this entire gun is a GMP V5 that I got used, like in the video that I told you. In the first video that I did about my gun, which has changed dramatically. I got it used for $340. You can still buy this gun brand new overseas, and what GMP calls is the GMP V5. So attached on this side of the rail, I have I believe is the AMP PEC 15 in FDE that I bought off a mobile store during a game. The V5 comes with the Daniel Defense Flat Dark Earth rail system, 12.5. The Mark 18 Mod 1 is the 9.5, which is what designates the two apart. Attached here, I have my Daniel Defense, real steel Daniel Defense QD sling swivel point. And then attached to it is my MDOM gunslinger sling and multicam that I bought off of SKD TAC. What I really like about it is how it functions, how simple it is. It's nothing too advanced. Anyone can pick it up and realize what is what. I'll probably do a review on this. Just to show like some of the features and how I've hooked it up to my gun, but you guys can see sling swivel hooks up to my buttstock, but I'll go over more in detail in a review. So the GMP V5 comes with a Colt traded receiver. It's really cool. I love the authenticity that it gives me. One time I went to an Airsoft store. I brought it in to Chrono to do some field tests. Someone came into the store and said that, "Oh wow, this gun looks real." So that's always a plus. All this wear that you guys see is not artificial. I didn't do any of this. This just happened over time, getting snagged on my gear, when it was slung down, safety on, and I was just in a safe zone. It was just hanging off my body, and it would just rub off of my gear. So there's that, and then on this side, I have a let's see. This is just GMP stock GMP crane stock, and then here I have a Magpul ASAP plate, which I don't use anymore because I have the Daniel Defense 2 QD sling swivel there. I will be trading this for I think Saint's rear sling point. Sorry, because he can use this more than I do, because I don't use this anymore, and all it does is rattles around during games. My optic of choice is the Vision King 1.25 to 5x zoom short dot mounted on a Element LaRue Tactical SPR 1.5 mount. My rear sight is a Modtech backup iron sight, and then up here is a GMP Knights Armament front sight. The person I bought it from said that he was deploying, which is why he sold it to me for really cheap with 18 magazines, so it was a steal. He gave me this, and he said that this came from his armory. He might have been in armor during his service. I'm not sure, but to my knowledge, I believe this is real because you can see sand inside the backup iron sight, and I'll go out and say that this is a real one that actually seen service overseas. Let's see. I have a real steel Knights Armament rail cover that I just have on this side, while on this side I have a Magpul ladder rail cover. What's missing is my weapon light. I run a Surefire M600 replica by Element. I recently sold it to get a new one because I wasn't happy. I was really happy with the light, but since they came out with the new plug, I'm gonna get that, and also a dual switch that will sit right here alongside here so that I can actuate the light and the PEC 15 just for, I don't use the laser too much, but just for authenticity and all that stuff. I will have one that actuates the laser and then one actuates the light. I used to have the pressure switch up here, but since now the PEC box is up here, and I thought about putting the PEC box up here, but the issue is the field of view. When I look through it, I can see some of the PEC 15, and it would obstruct my field of view, and I wasn't too happy about it. So it's going to be permanently on this side, and then my pressure switch would be right here, and Surefire M600 is right here. I do not run a vertical foregrip anymore. That's because I find gripping the entire gun, and then now that when I get the dual switch, it's gonna fit firmly, and I can grasp the whole entire rail, so I don't lose any of that control. Now this is Airsoft, and there's no recoil, but the controls, what I'm talking about is stability when shooting on the move. That's what sets apart like most people. They always just shoot from the stationary. When we play, we like to shoot on the move, so sometimes you have to give up certain attachments so that you can better yourself in the game. Internally, I'm gonna go over real quick, is I have the only thing that's stock GMP is the gears, the cylinder head, and I believe cylinder. That's the only thing that's stock right now. The entire gearbox is now a Lonex 8mm ball bearing gearbox with for the motor is the Lonex A2 motor, high torque, and GMP gears. I swapped out the GMP anti-reversal latch for a modified one, super shooter ball bearing spring guide with a PDI 190% spring. I believe that's what it is. I still have the AWS Raptor. I hear, and it's still running good. I've had some issues with switches breaking, but hopefully there is a new one coming out, and I hope it's better, because now that I have it, I can never go back to a stock trigger setup. I always have to have a MOSFET because I do run an 11.1 volt LiPo in the buffer tube, so I love the trigger response that I get with it, and the MOSFET is must have in my opinion. To get back into the internals, I have a PDI 109% spring, SHS 15 tooth piston, second to last tooth is removed, AOE adjusted with a sorbo pad, and a Garter polycarbonate piston head. The tappet plate is the Lonex because it is a little bit proprietary with their gearbox. The air nozzle is a Lonex as well. I'm gonna have to do some work with it because I feel like I am losing a lot of air, but I'll probably get to that later. The gears are gonna be replaced with Lonex 16:1 high-speed gears, and I believe that will be it. I'll probably do a review like this with my 416 once it's finished. Right now it's bare. I got my EOTech shot out the last time I went to LFX, so that has the issue. So right now my Block 2, as of now, will be finished once I get the Surefire light and the dual switch, and that will be it. All right, thanks.